Hey y'all see the title, back with another video. I decided to do this story time as a pre-recorded video as opposed to a regular long form video or as opposed to going live to talk about it. Not that it won't come up the next time I'm live or doing one of my live streams, but I felt like since I had to struggle and go back and forth in my own mind process to see just if I really wanted to tell the story or when I wanted to tell the story. There's a couple of stories that I do want to talk about and some things I do want to show during the time that I'm telling the story as a long form video. But I have reservations because you got to pick and choose your battles. You got to be prepared for whatever may come whenever you put anything out on the internet, in the world, period. Even in your own community, your own close proximity of friends and family. You just got to be prepared for the backlash or the, oh, what, really? Or the disagreement, or whatever case, the love, you know. So I struggle with, I've been made the post telling y'all I was going to do the video earlier, but now I finally to decide that I want to sit down and just go over this because I know I'm not the only one that's ever been faced with this. And it may be somebody right now at my age of 58, or which I hope and pray not, because we're older. As you get older, you get more wisdom, you get more strength. Something like this is usually young people will go through it. And there's a lot of older people that have, according to, uh, the news back in the day, y'all remember Phyllis Hyman? They say she unalived herself. So, and that was in the 90s, right? I think that was in the mid to late 90s. Was it early 2000s? Yeah, I think it was the late 90s. But anyway, it happens at all ages. But a lot of things, a lot of times when stuff like this happen, it really does face young people, even teenagers. They be so depressed and feeling so depleted and so alone and don't know where to turn. It's so the self-esteem is low, or they just beating their own self up. So I just wanted to tell my story. I had to be I had to be about 25, 26, or going on 26. I might have been 25 going on 26, or 26 going on 27, because this had to be 1993, because I'm thinking about where I was living at when it all took place. And I'm quite sure that it could even been 1992, y'all. But I'm almost sure that was 1993. And if that's the case, that would have made me, let me see, let me do the math real quick. That would have made me about to be 27 if I wasn't 27. So I can't remember the month. I'm just good on years. So, and the way that this happened for me was when things like this happen, they don't just happen. It's a build up. It's a warning for becomes before destruction. You know, it takes time to get into certain things, for certain things to fester and happen, warning signs. And then it takes time for things to end sometime. You don't just wake up one day and say, that's it. I'm not drinking no more. I'm not doing no more drugs. I'm leaving this relationship without a build up. You know what I'm saying? So before you even said that and made it happen, it was already in the works weeks and years prior. So I'm in this relationship. Uh, and I'm thinking, I mean, as young as I was, I still knew as a young person the signs were there that I wasn't the only one, because we wasn't even we hadn't even sat down and said, oh, it's just you and me. So that was not the problem. But when you don't hear somebody say, or they don't come out and offer that information that there is somebody else, they lead you on to believe that there is nobody else. And that's not what it was, y'all. So we say about maybe 6 months and something traumatic happened. And that made us get closer. Because sometimes you just meet somebody and you talk, you shoot the boat, you shoot the shit with them, you chop it up with them, you hang out, you do what you do. The next thing you know, 6 weeks then went by. Next thing you know, 3 months then went by. And it's like you're getting closer and they doing things and saying things to make you feel like they feeling you as much as you feeling them. And it never wavers, you know what I'm saying? And then when you find out, like I found out it wasn't me, and I wasn't surprised because of the times that we would be together, because we were still in the early getting to know stages, dating at that time. But when I found out I couldn't walk away at the time because something traumatic happened that bonded us together even closer. And I'm not going to say what that is because I don't want to get into that story. But something very traumatic happened that both of us was affected by, and we were like really close to the situation, and it made us get close together to lean on one another. So now he talking about 2 years that went by. Now I'm even more in love and lust in my mind as a young woman, very young, very loyal. Never had really a real relationship other than my first boyfriend as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old. Can't really count that as really experience. You can count that as it means a lot because it was the first. And then my kid's father. Other than that, there really wasn't anybody else seriously. A couple of dates here and there, but no, nothing really. And then you bond with this person, you get closer and closer to this person, and it feels so real. And we talk about the 90s, y'all. Time was different in the 90s. I mean, it's just like somebody who was a teenager in the 60s going into the 70s. Their heart and their emotions were totally connected on another level compared to mine in the 80s and the 90s. As time go by, like we in 2025, I'm sure they have some type of connection too. But if we was to compare, we'll be like, it's reckless. You know what I'm saying? The hearts are cold, for people these days. They don't really have a lot of loyalty, and their loyalty is based on some other stuff on another level, which I'm not going to touch. So I find out, and I ain't walking away. I'm bonded. I'm in this situation where I feel like I need him, and he may need me on some level, and he's protecting me. And it's just felt good, Never been with nobody that made me feel away, not even my kid's father. So life is going on. We doing. And then as time going on, I'm not really digging this situation. Like, I know you got some, I don't know who it is. I ain't never seen him, never met him, but I know now, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't really having a discussion about, so what are we doing here? We're not having that discussion because we too busy being close together, seeing each other damn near every day, hanging out, spending the night together, you know what I'm saying? Going out of town, just doing everything. And then I get the news. He tells me that he's about to be married. And the way he told me was so nonchalant, as a matter of fact. Oh yeah, in 3 months I'm getting married, or 6 months I'm married, whatever the date was. I believe might have been 6 months. Coming up. It wasn't like, oh, I'm getting married in 2 weeks. It wasn't that close. It was a while. It might have been 3 to 6 months. But it was said so as a matter of fact, like it ain't no big deal, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change between us. I still love you, you love me, we ain't gonna change nothing. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding? And he pretty much just lays back and watch TV till we fall asleep, and we just still kicking the bobos like it's nothing. And I'm like, ain't no goddamn way. I ain't never been facing nothing like this. Is he serious? Is he crazy? And that's when I started to see signs. Now, even though this happened, right? I was so distraught that night, and my kids was with their father. This is during the time that I was trying to let the girls, and they may have been 3 or 4 at the time, go be with their father. I wasn't one of those parents that's trying to keep the daddy from the children. You know what I'm saying? I had no reason to expect something would be wrong. Plus, he was married to a lady that seemed like she had it all together. I liked his wife. I felt comfortable meeting her. She seemed like a homebody, a good mother, nurturing. I don't know that for a fact, but that's just what it felt like. So I let them go. He picked them up like probably the day before I dropped them off. So that night after he left, and I'm sitting here pondering on the fact that the man I'm in love with is getting married. He chose. It wasn't like, you don't know now. Now, he could tell you anything in the world, Roxy. Now, I'm going back and forth in my head, with myself, to myself. It ain't like you don't know. He ain't going to have to come out and tell you, I choose her for this, but me and you going to keep kicking the bobos and doing our little nasty, freaky things and hanging out. And you know what I'm saying? Because other than me not being in the house with him or married to him or about to be married to him, it felt just like a real relationship because everybody knew me in the family. I'm going to weddings and going out of town and everything. It was just like I wasn't no secret. You know what I'm saying? And then there came a time when It got deep, y'all. I was meeting everybody. When I say everybody, I was meeting everybody. So it's hard as a young woman to walk away from that. But I got tired. So as I got closer to, uh, I was going to church at a certain time, not then, but soon after, maybe a year later. And I started to feel like this ain't right. This ain't, I wouldn't want nobody to do me like this. I want my own, I want to have my own Valentine's days. You know what I'm saying? I want to have my own Christmases, my own birthdays, and you know what I'm saying? Go on family vacations and just sit back and watch movies and on a Sunday and cook and clean and all that shit for my man. Mommy, I deserved it. You know what I'm saying? And at that age, I knew that. Huh. Easier said than done. So next thing you know, I had these pills there, right? And then we talking about, like I said, 93. Could have been 92, but I think 93. That I couldn't even swallow a pill. I wasn't able to stop swallowing pills till the year of 1999 due to me being at work as a security officer in a hospital. I got very sick at work and they gave me a prednisone. And anybody know about prednisone, those are very small. So I felt so bad that I just took it down and took the water. And I was like, shit, ever since then, I've been popping pills. So, but what I did, since I couldn't pop pills then, I crushed the pills up. I don't know what these pills were, whatever the doctor had gave me. I don't know what they were. I know they weren't no type of antidepressant. It had to be something, maybe for pain reliever or something like that. I crushed about probably 16, 17 pills up. And I took them with some juice. And then my kid's father ended up calling me so the kids could talk to me. And I sounded groggy and stuff. So he called the fire department. The fire department came and I opened the door and I told them, and they took me to the emergency room in my neighborhood. I'm thinking, I'm not even thinking because I'm discombobulated. I'm out my body. I'm out my mind. I'm filled with grief and disbelief and hurt and pain. And I don't know what to do. And I just felt like, well, my girls would be good. They with their father, not knowing that all the things the father was accused of at the time, I never would have done that. I didn't know. And that's another story for another time. I don't really get into that because we cool and whatever he has done or allegedly done, him and his maker would deal with that. But as far as I know, he was always a good father to the girls. But after that situation happened, that's around the time they stopped going. They never went no more because of different things that happened in his life as well. So anyway, I was telling myself that they would be better off without me. These demons get in your head, they get in your ear, they sit on your shoulder. On this side, it might be telling you, no, that's not true, don't do that. And on this side, you're hurt because when you're young and naive, that's very young, especially if you're young and inexperienced and your heart is broken, especially for the first time. So what happened was, I'm thinking I'm about to go home after they get done pumping my damn stomach. Have you ever had your stomach pumped? Child, you'll be wishing that you were successful in trying to unalive yourself by the time they get done pumping your stomach. Because by the time they get done pumping your stomach, not only that pain and frustration, you got to drink this thick ass black charcoal shit. And I wasn't drinking that. I did a little bit, and when they turned their back, I threw that shit in the garbage. And okay, I'm good now. I'm good. I'm back to normal. I was out my mind for a minute, but I'm good. Huh? You think? They wasn't having that shit, y'all. I'm telling my story for quite a few reasons. And because if you ever think about doing something like this, do not do it. It's a temporary heartache for, you know what I'm saying, a permanent outcome that could happen to you and your family. Don't do it. Okay? I should have said that in the beginning of the video. Don't do it. Because trust me, you're not going to feel the same way once everything is over. Should you not be unalive? And if you are unalive, you're still going to regret it because the Creator of heaven and earth does not agree with that. Your family won't. Your kids will miss you. Your siblings, your best friend. But we don't be thinking about all that at the time. So, child, they took my happy ass on to some place. They had custody of me because of what I did. I wasn't going no goddamn home. I thought I was going home, y'all. They took me. I don't even know where this place is. but it feel like it might have been close to Taylor Street, Chicago. I don't know the name of it or not. All I know is they took me, and my kid's father had the kids. And the day I got out, he the one who picked me up. I do believe he's the one that picked me up with the girls, and we went home. Because I only ended up staying about 3 or 4 days, which the minimum stay was like 7 days to 3 weeks. So when I get in there, I'm in a nice facility, y'all. It's clean. There's other people there. They look like me. They having group sessions. We having food all day long, snacks. Talking to therapists more than anything. I hadn't even talked to the doctor. It's just like therapy sessions, and you get your meds they give you. And I hadn't had the chance to get no meds because I hadn't seen the doctor yet. Because I believe it was a weekend when I went in there. So no doctor wasn't coming in to probably that Sunday or Monday. So I'm there, Friday and Saturday. Oh God, thank God I had access to the phone and stuff like that. When I think about this now, y'all, as a 58-year-old woman, and I look back and say, how in the fuck could I have done that? Because I wasn't in my right mind. Something took over me. Something influenced me to do that. To feel that way, to feel hopeless, like a penny with a hole in it, enough to want to take my own life for a temporary feeling that don't mean shit today in 2025. And I still know this person. I still have access to this person. We are cooler than a fan. We are like family. And I don't have no hard feelings against him or any guy I ever dealt with that I still even talk to. A few of them are not here anymore. But we were cool. All of us were cool. I have that type of spirit. I have that type of ability to look past the person and the deeds or the mindset, because I understand how people are. But it took for me to go through things to get that understanding. That's why I don't have any ill will towards or hatred or you did me, I'm gonna get you back for them. The type of mindset that Peach has. That's why I'm not like that. I look past that and I see the bigger picture, and I understand that people are people. We can't hold people accountable for things we're not accountable for ourselves. We can't think men are Captain Save a hole, so to speak. We're not holes, but you know what I'm saying. We can't think they're here to save the day. They're human too. They make mistakes. They trying to figure this thing called life out. They're making mistakes. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to communicate it. They're scared. They don't want to be hurt. Run amok, bamboozle, all that shit. So, like I said, I'm sitting there, I'm going to the therapy sessions, I'm looking around at the people in the therapy sessions, and we have our little talks when we by ourselves, because after therapy, we all can sit in the rec room or we can go to our room with the person that we're in there with. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. So we'll be in our room, like I said, it was 2 people in the room, 2 beds. And when you can go to this rec room or you go to another room when it's time to do whatever. I remember one time that everybody on my floor, we had to go do this session and learn how to, like, it was almost like an improvisation skit type of thing. And the therapist, doctor, nurse, whoever she was, I think it was more like a therapist, gave us assignment, asked us questions, and we had to pretend to be this, and we had to find the key, had to find the answers and the key. So it was some crazy shit like that. And but like I said, doing those therapy sessions in the morning, if it was groggy, I noticed that the people were groggy and they wasn't being able to be let go, and they were complaining in the meetings, and they're complaining amongst each other about how I've been here 4 days, I've been here 2 weeks, I want to go home. There's some boy, you know how people are. So they were complaining, and I was telling them, I said, the reason why y'all, because I'm not on no meds. I'm the only one sitting in those therapy sessions, bright-eyed and bushy tail. Now I didn't came back to myself. I didn't told myself, bitch, I will beat your ass. Why the fuck did you sit there and try to take your life by swallowing some chopped up ass pills? The fuck was wrong with you? I done woke up now. I said, I don't give a fuck if you're going to marry my mama. Let me the fuck up out of here. Okay. So I'm looking at them and I'm telling them when these sessions are over, the reason why you're not going home and they're telling you that you're not ready is because you're doped up. They give me all these pills. They come around every morning and give you your pill, give him her pill, his pill. And I'm noticing this because I ain't on no pill. And next thing you know, they high as hell, nodding off like they ain't had hair on. Of course, they can't be active in the meeting because they're doped up. And baby, when I start telling them that, they started raising hell and telling them folks they was not going to take their medication. Oh my God, I was so angry. I thought the doctor was coming either that Sunday or that Monday and that I'll be released. And something happened where he didn't come. Oh, I was mad. I snapped and jabbed off, baby. And they was trying to tell me, the people in there that already, it was patients, was telling me, don't do that. They're going to try to keep you longer. You know what I'm saying? So I calmed down. Like, yeah, you're right. I calmed down. So that Monday or that following business day, the doctor finally came, y'all. That doctor said, you ready to go home? That's the first thing I remember him saying to me. Now, this was so long ago, I don't know if he asked any other questions. The main thing I remember was him saying to me, are you ready to go home? I said, hell yeah, I'm ready to go home. And I don't know how or how this came up, but he said, you're causing a ruckus here. You're having people like stating the case like they don't want to take their meds anymore, and that's causing the problem. He told me that. So he signed me out. I was able to go either that evening or the next day. Y'all, I just had to tell this story, y'all, because a lot of y'all probably can resonate with it. Not that you did it, but you know somebody who may have, or you felt so lowly in your life at a point, especially when you were young and had no control of your emotions, no understanding, just feeling so bad. And don't let us been broke or needed some at that time. You know what I'm saying? Just not happy, just that empty void in your stomach, because everything that felt good was in that relationship at that time, that facade of a relationship. And that's not to downplay the person that you was with, because these people can only meet you where they are. It's up to us, not them to tell us. It's up to us as the person doing the receiving to figure it out. You don't have to wait for nobody to tell you that they want to see somebody else, or they want to see somebody else, or they didn't tell you this because of that, or they didn't. You got to assume already they fucked up. Okay, when I say fucked up, not just being a nasty, mean, evil person, but they can have a disease already. They can have a girlfriend that they keep making up and breaking up with, and they in between, and they don't want to say it because you seem like you're really cool, and they don't want to mess it up. They don't know how you're going to react. You got to protect yourself, protect your body, mind, soul, and spirit. And when you see those signs that this could cause you any pain and heartache or confusion or drama, you got to decide to go. And if that person really want to be with you, if it's really meant to be, maybe it's the right person, the wrong time. Maybe it ain't meant to be. So that's why I'm sharing this story for anybody who may have went through it or possibly be faced with it, especially if you're a young woman. And I don't care if you in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. I hope and pray that by the time you're in your 50s like me, that you will stand so strong, that you will smile, that you will forgive, that you will understand that you had a part in it, even if your part was just being able to recognize their part and what they did, and then move on in forgiveness. Stop holding grudges because men and dogged you out and lied to you, gave you a disease. They did everything they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of world we live in. People are human beings. People have emotional trauma. They have drama. They have sickness. They have demons. They have financial situations. Every time you meet a man or a woman, you don't even know where you meet them and where you meeting them at and who they are. Because let's say 10 different people meet somebody. 10 women meet 10 men. All those men is going, or you meet 10 different men. Every woman meet 10 men in her life, whether it's one man a year or one man every 3 years. Every man that you meet, and this is vice versa too, but I'm always thinking in terms of woman because I'm a woman. Every man that you meet, you're going to meet them, they're going to be somewhere. They're going to either going to be on drugs. They're going to either just got out of jail. They're going to either be just on their way to jail. They're going to either be stuck between a rock and a hard place, homeless, or they just got fired, or they got a child and the child mother passed away, or giving them hard times about even seeing their child. You're going to meet somebody and they somewhere. And they ain't going to always tell you to share everything, which they might give you bits and pieces and, and just give you enough to make you trust them, that they telling you the truth. Like I felt like I could trust my kid's father before I even had kids by him, because he revealed to me he just got out of jail and what he went to jail for. And to me, in the mind as a 19-year-old woman, that meant to me, oh, wow, he didn't have to tell me nothing. So he must be on the up and up. Why would he tell me? Not understanding that he was only telling me the bits and pieces of it and painting a narrative to show that he might have been a victim. I didn't see it that far. I was 19. So for all my ladies and gentlemen out here feeling some type of way, feeling hopeless like a penny with a hole in it, or remember the time you was, rejoice that better days are coming. And one day we're going to all be up out of here. So you don't want to be up out of here no sooner than you need to be, especially for no bullshit. Forgive people, forgive yourself first. Always seek the creator of heaven and earth first and address him as the creator of heaven and earth, or whatever name you want to call him. But never just say God. I never just say God. I hope this helps somebody. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what you think about it. I'm glad I shared this story. I have a couple of more story times I want to share in due time. But thanks for listening, y'all. I hope you stayed to the whole end of this video. If you did, give me some yellow hearts in the comment. If you didn't, I know I'm going to know because you're not going to put no yellow hearts in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button. Become a member. I'm always willing for a PayPal. Y'all see it on the screen at FoxyRoxy 196654. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye.